When I'm done inputting all the words, there's going to be a green button down at the bottom. It says ready. I'm going to click ready. You're going to notice now that all the words have migrated to the left hand side in an area known as the idea pool. What I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start dragging and dropping these words over to the right hand side of Comprendio in the order in which they appear in the text. At the same time, I'm going to be looking for the definitions of these words, hopefully from the text, but if it's not there, then I'll turn to the dictionary. But I will always refer to the text first, because I want the words, the definition of the words, to be in the context of how they're being used in the reading. Okay, so if I open up my text found under ushistory.org, and I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to find American government. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to look at number 2 where it says Foundations of American Government. I'm going to click on that. Now the first thing I notice is that I have the title, so I'm going to drag and drop the title over to the right hand side, and all the words are going to be connected directly or indirectly to this. So I go back to my text. Now the second word that I see that's on the vocabulary list is American Revolution. So I'm going to go back to my Comprendio. I drag and drop American Revolution, and I'm going to connect it directly to Foundations. To connect American Revolution to Foundations of American Government, I'm going to double click on one of the words and single click on the other. When I double click on the word, you're going to notice this light blue trim that appears around the word. That's how you know that the word has been selected. And then I single click on the word I want to connect it to, and this line appears. This tells me that the two words are connected. Now I'm going to go back to the text. I'm going to look for the definition of American Revolution from the text. Now in this instance, it doesn't give me the definition for American Revolution in the sentence that it appears, or the sentence before it or after it. So in this case, I would refer to my dictionary. So I would go to my dictionary. Let's copy this word. And I go to my dictionary, and I'm going to do a search for American Revolution. Okay, the search result says that the American Revolution is a war between Great Britain and its American colonies, 1775 to 83, by which the colonies won their independence. So I'll go ahead and copy and paste that over to Comprendio under American Revolution. To add the definition, I'm going to single click on American Revolution, and this box opens up, and all I'm going to do is paste my definition in here, and I'm going to click on the post button on the bottom left hand side. Now this saves the definition to the word, and you're going to notice that the little dot on the right on the upper left hand corner of the word is now green. This tells me that I've added a note or definition to that word. So I need to add or find the next word. So I go back to the text. Now the next word that appears in the text from my list is Protestant Reformation. So I'm going to go back to Comprendio. I'm going to drag and drop Protestant Reformation. I'm going to connect Protestant Reformation to American Revolution because it comes after American Revolution. So I'm going to connect this Protestant Reformation to American Revolution. Again, you'll notice that when I double click, I end up with that light blue trim around the word. Single click the word that I want to connect it to, and the line appears. Okay, so now let's look for the definition of Protestant Reformation. When I go to the text and I look at the sentence that the word appears in, I see that it doesn't really give me a definition of the word in the sentence that it appears in, the sentence before it, nor the sentence after it. So again, I'm going to have to look into the dictionary. So I'm going to copy this word, I'm going to turn to my dictionary, and I'm going to do a search on Protestant Reformation. Now here, I don't see very much of a definition, but it does give me a lead under the word Reformation. So I'm going to click on this and see what I get. Here, I see that that the definition for Reformation is either the act of reforming, state of being reformed, or the religious movement in the 16th century that has for its object the reform of the Roman Catholic Church and led to the establishment of the Protestant Church. Well, I really don't know which one. It could be either one. So if I look at the text, I see that we're talking somewhere about the 16th century. I also see the word Protestant Reformation referred to again down here under philosophies. So in this sentence, it says the Protestant Reformation encouraged free thinkers to question the practices of the Catholic Church. So I am going to take this definition, the religious movement in the 16th century that had for its object the reform of the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, so I'm going to highlight, copy that. I'm going to paste it into Comprendio under Protestant Reformation. I single click the word, connection box opens up, I paste it in here. Now I can add to this definition from the text where it says down here, encouraged free thinkers to question the practice of the Catholic Church. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight and copy paste this over to my definition for Protestant Reformation. I'm going to add that to this. Then I hit post to save it. Okay, again you're going to notice that the dot on the upper left corner is now green. The next word in my reading or my text is Gutenberg's printing press. So I drag and drop Gutenberg's printing press over here. And I'm going to connect it to the American Revolution. Now, in the text, it doesn't tell me the definition for Gutenberg's printing press. But down here in the second mention of the Protestant Reformation, that sentence, if I read the whole sentence, it says here that in addition to encouraging thinkers to question the practices of the Roman Catholic Church, it says here the printing press spread the new ideas relatively quickly and easily. So I'm going to take this part right here and I'm going to use it for my definition for Gutenberg's printing press. Okay, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to go back and forth from the reading to Comprendio until all the words on the list have been migrated to the right hand side with definitions or meaning. The next word here is philosophies, which is a heading. If you notice, it's a heading here, but it's also in the text here. So because it's a heading, when I slide it over, I'm going to connect this directly with the foundations of American government, because it is a heading, or a subheading I should say. So I'm going to click it there. I'm going to connect it there. Now I need the definition. So I look for the word. It's down over here. I'm going to read the sentence that the word appears. The time was right for the philosophers, scholars who promoted democracy and justice through discussion of individual liberty and equality. So I'm going to pull this as my definition. Scholars who promoted democracy and justice through discussion of individual liberty and equality. I highlight, copy that, and I paste it over to philosophers. Hit post, so it saves. Go back to the text, look for my next word, which is Thomas Hobbes. Slide it over from Comprendio. Thomas Hobbes is under philosophers, so I'm going to connect it to philosophers. And I'm going to look for my definition. Thomas Hobbes, one of the first philosophers. So that's the definition. Thomas Hobbes was one of the first philosophers. Oops. Put that over here. Now I'm going to read the whole sentence. It says here, one of the first philosophers was Thomas Hobbes, an Englishman who concluded in his famous book Leviathan that people are incapable of ruling themselves primarily because humans are naturally self-centered and quarrelsome and need the iron fist of a strong leader. Well, I have Leviathan in here too. However, it says here that he concluded in his famous book Leviathan. So I know that he authored a book, that he wrote a book called Leviathan. So I'm going to add that to my definition. Authored book Leviathan. And then I'm going to hit post. Now the next word I already know is going to be Leviathan. Drag and drop that over. Connect Leviathan to Thomas Hobbes, because Thomas Hobbes wrote Leviathan, the book Leviathan. And I get the definition from my text, which is right here. Okay. Concluded, if I want the word I could use concluded, that people are incapable of ruling themselves, all the way to where it says strong leader. Copy that and paste it in Leviathan. I'm going to add the word concluded and paste. And hit post to save. I'm going to keep doing this till all the words on the left hand side have been migrated over to the right hand side and are connected to each other one way or another with definitions.